Yeah. You were saying it's like a boom in anime or whatever.
Oh, cause just like okay, I don't listen to Meg Thee Stallion much, but Meg Thee Stallion.
Night Mountain.
I shouldn't take that. But Meg Thee Stallion.
She can make my stallion.
Yo, how about Dawn? I'm done with that. How about she okay, so she already had offended us with the whole thing that Trey was gay. And she felt like Trey was gay. But then like she feel like Meg is transgender.
Are we still in these times where we just like assume celebrities are something
She
that
tried
they
to hit
aren't?
me with the Sierra. And cause now, like, motherfucking her putting that inception in my mind, I'm sitting there like, man, like, Meg bad, but what if she do end up being that, and then I get stripper hoe, like,
No, I'm pretty sure that would have been came out. She been with all the niggas.
one would think, right? Cause,
She-
I mean, Trey was on there,
TORY,
like, Tory.
G-Eazy.
Somebody would have said something about some balls.
Yeah, like, come on now.
Or somebody wouldn't even entertain that shit. Or,
Tory would have said so.
I was about to say, or deeper darker, these niggas just found out and then they don't want to reveal that because it would say something about themselves.
That too.
Either way,
That
I was
too.
I was bringing up Meg to say that motherfucker. She had mentioned some. I think she had mentioned what's his name? What's the character?
Sasuke.
Yeah, I think she mentioned Sasuke in one of her songs.
Yeah.
And motherfucking.
Looking for Sasuke.
Yeah, and I'm just like,
Yeah,
alright.
anime.
I'm hearing a lot of anime references. I'm looking at, like, when I see these modern day music videos, I'm seeing motherfuckers put a lot of anime type, or anime-esque shit. Just, the kids weird these days. Like, but that was something you put me on to.
I was about to say,
teenager.
dog, I said that shit 10 years ago.
You know what I'm saying?
Like 10 years ago, I saw a huge shift in what was becoming more and more popular.
You
and,
cable
like,
having ass niggas saw that coming way before I did.
niggas before you had to have internet. Like anime ain't coming on cable like it used to.
You computer having ass niggas.
You got a computer too, bitch.
I had that shit late, like, cause motherfucking, what is it? When I went to Agora, when I started going to that cyber charter school shit, like, that's when I actually had access to all the shit that you was looking at on a daily basis. Your YouTube shit, et cetera, et cetera. And so while Seamus and shit was something that we collectively already seen, I think anime was something I really had to take time to get into.
Yeah.
When you put Crunchyroll was free at that time.
Yeah.
Like, motherfucking, you put me on to so much shit, and it was deep. Like, the stories and stuff are very intriguing shit.
Yeah.
Just, I'm annoyed at the fact that so many people are taking to it nowadays. Like, you know me, I always get annoyed at trendy shit.
And that's why and that's why I said a long time ago that I like kids growing up used to get bullied for this type of shit. For liking the Pokemons and the Yu-Gi-Ohs and Dragon Ball, the kids who were running around the hallways in front of like
Although
Naruto.
I don't ever remember Dragon Ball Z being a bully topic. Like, even the bullies was on some Dragon Ball Z shit.
It depends. It depends.
I was the only nigga without cable. I could draw the characters.
Yeah. But it depends though. Like just any sort of like anime, like I'll always feel bad for those kids because I like that same shit too. Now I wouldn't go out my way to bring the headband to school, you know what I'm saying, and run like Naruto. But I'm like, yo, that kid's pretty brave, and I respect him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you know, motherfuckers talk about him and like joke on him and everything. I'll be like, that's what he liked though.
Right.
And so
He said, nigga, that's what I like.
yeah, that's what I like, and that's why I don't say shit.
right. He saw that nigga. He said, help. You said,
I was like,
he said, oh, you missed what I did. You gonna see it when they run it back.
you said, I heard it.
but you know what signal I finished with? That's exactly what I did. I ain't do shit else.
Dumbass, I heard it. It was like, I said, oh no.
Meanwhile, I'm thinking like, because I didn't hear what you said. I'm like, why is this nigga's head turned that way?
That was me walking
Everything
away.
is over here.
That was me walking away.
I was like, nigga. But yeah. Oh, man.
But yeah, dog, like I see so much of it nowadays where like I just have to accept it. and like if anything, it's allowed me to
accept yourself more.
And not even that, but just interact with people differently, because now there's a better chance of people being more open about watching anime.
That makes me think, what kind of nigga was you in school? Like, was you the nigga that was cool with everybody, or was you a bully?
I mean, well...
Because when you say that, you was like, it opened me up to like, da-da-da, and I'm just like...
Well, I so boom, right? In middle
so you
school,
left him hanging. I ain't no better, but like, I was friends with everybody.
So look, in middle school, right? I was cool with everybody at first, and then eventually things turned, and I started getting bullied, right? So,
and that's when when after that occurred, you became that.
Yeah, then I became the bully and everything, and then in high school, I was like, I'm gonna leave all that shit behind me.
Right. You became slate.
Yeah, I was, I was being cool with everybody. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
But I wasn't allowing myself to truly be my authentic self.
Well, nobody
you know
was.
What I mean? And
I'm guessing.
Yeah, definitely not. Because, you be eating alive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Teenagers and kids, ruthless as fuck. Like, they don't care
and you know what's
about
funny?
none of that shit.
I probably know less about that than I thought I did, because I was going to cyber school at the time.
Yeah.
So I'd never even been introduced to the high school experience.
Public school, man. Like,
By the time I did start going to public high school, like, I knew myself enough.
Listen, man, I'll tell you this straight up. Like, public school is, like, it really is, it does something to every kid going through it. Especially middle school, I should say. But that's a whole different conversation. But high school, though, that really can dictate a whole lot about, like, the rest of your future. Like, you can look at somebody from high school and be at least 80 to 90% accurate about who they're going to be in the future.
You know what? That's probably why they have high school reunions. You don't hear nobody saying middle school reunion.
Oh, yeah, no.
Fuck.
No.
Like, it's too long ago. Let's see what you was doing in high school at the dawn of your adulthood, and then see where the rest of that went.
Yeah, and it's like in those environments, you kind of have to learn to adapt. And sometimes you may be one of those people who have like this one specific friend group. Y'all are cool. Y'all go through freshman all the way to senior year together.
Right.
You may have a kid like me who's just like in between it all, who's not trying to get too attached to people and shit like that.
It shapes you.
Yeah, like it's just whatever the outcome may be. But I look back on that time and just see like, people who I went to school with and be like, man, like it's interesting that we all are kind of ending up in just these different spaces in our lives. Some people have kids, some people are into their own career, some people in school might have graduated already. Just anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's kind of like it kind of reflects what you were doing then to now. You know what I'm saying?
I wasn't even having sex in high school. That was a big deal for me, because I was just like, if I get embarrassed because a bitch starts spreading rumors and shit, I'm never going to hear about it, or I'm never going to hear the end of it until the end of the year. And then I'm going to have to live with that all throughout the school year. I'm never going to get anything done, because I'm always going to be dealing with this.
Right.
So, like, instead of, like, putting myself... All throughout my school career, it was funny. I was talking to Miss Lady, and like I had brought up school, and like because we was watching Bob's Burgers, and the kids was in school, and I was just like, school was fun, not for everybody.
No,
not for everybody, but it was really fun for me.
Yeah, I mean, it like you said, it really depends on just what you decided to do while you were there.
Yeah, and I was just a socialite.
Yeah, like me, like my job was just to. Again, I treat it like a job. Like, I'm coming to school to do school. Sure, I can be social, and I will be social, but I'm gonna separate the two.
Do you think I'm listening to these, and I'm like, do they have any kind of link to our adult how we carry ourselves in adulthood? Because like I was in school, you said it was like a job, and I didn't treat it as such. Like I went to school not thinking about schoolwork.
Yeah.
Like, sure, I knew it had to be done, but, like, I'm just thinking about getting through the day. I had to get up, and it's something I have to do.
Yeah.
But while I'm there, I'm going to enjoy fucking with the people that's there. That's how I looked at school.
Yeah.
I never cared about grades and stuff, even though I was good enough to get it done. And lo and behold, that might, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have some relevance as to how my adulthood turns out. But, like, yeah. Do you see a lot of synchronicity how you moved in school and then how you move in adult life?
I definitely remember, and I always, like, I put this together recently, but I remember having such, like, really good start to like each year of high school.
Yeah.
Always had a really good start. Was passing on my classes. And then somewhere along the midterm, I would start to fall off. I'd get, lazy. I'd procrastinate. My grades start to fall. And then towards the end of the year, you see me pick it back up as if like I could have did it all along.
Right.
And I see that and see that happening throughout the rest of my life, where I'm really excited about something in the beginning. I'll lose interest somewhere along the way, and to make sure I get it done make sure I got it done like I said I was gonna get it done, I'll have to reignite that to get it done. You know what I'm saying? I'm always going like through ebbs and flows, and it showed itself more and more in Door to Door.
Yeah,
doing that put it into a real life perspective that, man, you need to get that shit under control.
It's procrastination. It sounds like that, and cause for myself, like I've noticed that I was writing the other day, and I just reminded myself that sometimes I'll force my back against the wall, and that's the only time that I'll really perform at peak performance.
Yeah.
Just because like it has to get done now.
Yeah.
And, that's procrastination for me. At least speaking for myself, procrastination, laziness, mixes of other things and shit. But like, for the most part, I'll know I'm capable of something and can get it done. However, won't be consistent enough, won't put in the effort, and will also, like, I was telling my mom the other day, like, it's a gift and a curse, right? I grew up, I've never been told that I'll be a failure. I've never been not believed in.
Right.
I've always been thought to be somebody that will be very successful, that is going places. So that pressure on me is just, like, a little bit, but it's also, like, I always thought I was good enough anyway, so I never put more effort in. And that's not good.
Yeah. And I feel like it was a mix of that for me as well. Like, shit to me just wasn't never like that important.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
honestly,
I know I can do this. I don't really feel inclined to do so much when it's like, man, like the rest of you niggas, like, y'all gotta try so hard.
Yeah,
like,
y'all dumb.
Yeah, like, I remember I'd be like the first thing to be done in math class all the time, and then motherfuckers be like, oh, Colby, can you help out the students around the class? And I'd be like...
Fuck. I look like a tutor.
Man, I would do it though. I would do it. And
sometimes it is fun knowing what you're doing and helping the motherfucker out. But.
And then like it'd be moments like that. I'm just like, man, like I know I'm good at shit, but it's like
why am I not applying myself?
Yeah, and more and more these days I'm realizing that I really kind of have to, as a man at least, I have to balance doing what I like, but also knowing that I have to do what I have to do, whether I like it or not. Because at the end of the day, to take care of your responsibilities, is a defining factor of being a man. Like, you're gonna have to do shit that you're not always gonna want to do.
Oh yeah.
And you have to take care of those things.
100%. I can agree with that. And speaking of being a man and just what defines such things, I've been feeling a lot better in my manhood, like with the track that I'm on, right? Like, as far as I was talking to my mom's, right? We had a good conversation. I was over there till like 2 a.m. And one of the parts of the conversation was that a lot of the bodies that I've collected as far as having sex with women.
You sound like an assassin.
No, but like, I can accredit a lot of that to me trying to wipe the memory of the last woman that I couldn't get over. You know what I'm saying? Like, the woman that I'm thinking, she's fucking somebody right now. She's doing this right now. She da-da-da-da-da. Like, I gotta get these thoughts out of my mind. The only way that I could heal myself was fucking all these bitches. And so, like, it was interesting. We ran into a conundrum where while she's afraid to walk away from love, I'm afraid to walk into it. And, but lo and behold, I feel like it is shaping me to be a better man in the overall process. This shit that I've been doing with these ladies, as far as just fucking them for nothing, like just, you know what I mean, like. It really reduced the value of women in my eyes. Like, and it made it hard for me to trust them. It made it hard for me to look at them any different. Like, I see them all the same. So, and I'm still struggling. It's not to say that the journey is over. However, I feel like it has to be a trait of a better man to have more control over myself, and that's what this process has been doing for me.
Like, do you think because like our love and romantic lives have been similar but also pretty differently, in that being one of the differences. Like, do you think it's gonna be like, I hear you say, you're working on it. Like, what are you working towards, like, in that area? Like, not looking at women that way? Are you working towards, like, trying to figure out what kind of woman you want to be with? Like, what's the actual goal in not wanting to fuck all the bitches in the world?
Well, a couple of things. I think that's just one of the traits that I admire because it keeps me more focused and narrows my vision. However, like it's very specific to the lady that I'm dealing with, right? Because she has some characteristics and parts of her personality that I feel like will emphasize and better parts of mine.
Right.
Like, I'm already cold. I'm already like rough around the edges and stuff. I know I got a heart, but like it's emphasized when you paired with a woman who's
not
just
that way.
No, she's just as tough. She's got just as much heart, if not more. Like, this woman's been through a lot, and so like it just speaks to me and lets me know that I'm worthy of better than I saw myself being worthy of. And like it also like in my mind, you are only as good a man as the woman that you can earn. You know what I mean? Or as the woman that will hold you down, or the woman that you can hold down. Shit like that. And so like if this woman is as, because she's the loyalty, the independence, just a lot of these characteristics that just let me know that this is a woman. This ain't, I'm not dealing with no girl. And so like, and she ain't dealing with no boy. And so it just puts it in perspective, like, how you gonna move now? Like, you know what I'm saying? You gonna keep doing what you did, or you gonna like grow? And not change, but grow. I use that word specifically just because, like, motherfucking, this is a journey in which I'm trying to better myself. And I'm, so the bottom line of this is, but whether this thing works out or not, I want to come out of it better. That's what I'm looking at things at now. And so it's leaving me less stressed about the future.
Right. I feel you on that. Like, I've just recently, I've kind of, I've realized how much, like, I've just developed this in these past few years when it comes to my love life and what I'm expecting out of it. These days, I'm finding more and more that you kind of have to have like a goal in mind when it comes to dealing with people.
You do
on that level, and a lot of times it has to be, made up front. Sometimes it has to be made along the way. You know what I mean? Like, I've had so far 2 conversations about my goal for people, you know what I'm saying? And that was like kind of, it's new territory for me all the time, just because I haven't been in those situations to where I have to be as upfront and open and saying like, hey, like, this is what it is for me. Usually it's, you're either my girlfriend or you just a bitch who I'm fucking, and for whatever reason we stop communicating and I don't fuck you ever again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There was never that in between where I'm dealing with somebody and it's an understanding and we can still enjoy each other's time.
However, that's the key word that you utilize there is understanding. Because when you said you have to have a goal in mind, I can agree partially. However, I would specify by saying that y'all both have to have your own goals in mind.
Yeah, that's what I'm referring to.
Good.
Whether it's, and more and more, I take heed to really a lot of times what women do instead of what the fuck they're saying. Right?
Yeah.
Women will say one thing and do the total fucking opposite.
See,
and I can't allow myself to get caught up in those things like I used to, because for me to take you at face value, I'm putting myself in a whole lot more risk than if I'm just paying attention to what the fuck you do.
100%. And I'm jaded, So like I told my mom something. I was like, Mom, I hope this don't offend you, but I'm gonna tell you, like, just from my man's point of view, like, and they gonna probably kill me for this too, but like I told her, I was just like, as a man and any kind of companionship with a woman, it's as if I have to know better than her.
Yeah.
Like I have to know better than, like I have to see beyond her emotions because she doesn't.
Yeah.
And she believes her own words and that she's feeding herself, and she doesn't like realize that, like, say she gets exactly what she wants. What is that actually what she wanted, or did she just yearn for that because it wasn't being given to her?
And all women,
she was being starved of it.
Yeah, and all women, in some degree, and at some point in time, would change their mind about any fucking thing, and for whatever reason, like it'll just be changed like that. Like it flips on a dime. Like the reading the way the Superior Man, talks about how women's emotions are literally just like the ocean. It's vast, it's unpredictable, but it's also beautiful. It's something to bask in. But we as men, like we're the ship in this ocean,
right.
And we have to remain steadfast in who we are to maneuver through these waves. You know what I'm saying?
I do. However, if I'm being like, if I'm analyzing my own experience, I've been the most turbulent one in this experience. She's been the most consistent in how she's been expressing herself. Because I guess the dynamic is that she knows that she knows exactly where I'm coming from with this whole ideology against women and just protecting myself. You know what I'm saying? It's not that I'm a bigot, more so than I need to protect myself. I don't feel. But with her her thing is that she wants to prove to me that it does exist. Like there is a actual good woman out here. Because I'll express to her the same things that we discuss about women, that we feel like and I'll be a little bitter about it too. Just bitches do that. Like I mean, like bitches love it. Da, 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 da. Like she knows exactly where I'm coming from, and she's trying to show me that like she's different. And it's really hard for me to believe, because especially if that's your mission to show me, then I feel like once I believe you, the jig is up.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's, man, it's so tricky nowadays, because you just have to just move with so much caution.
Right.
And recently, like I noticed something in someone who I was talking to that it made me just like stop talking to them for a little bit, and like they were just so confused about it. But I'm just like, yo, like that shit that I don't like is just what I don't like.
Miss Lady?
No, this is different.
Okay.
Like I just can't get I just can't get with that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And eventually, that settled itself. But then a point came when we were supposed to kick it, and like she's kind of like going back and forth, like not really being as interested, like trying to play like hard to get and like too cool to really trying to see me. And I'm just like,
I'm not playing these games.
I'm just like, all right, no, I'm not. And don't get me wrong, like I would have liked to seen her, but the moment you want to start playing cool with me,
right,
and start playing hard to get, and
right,
and like, oh, it's up to you. I don't like that up to you shit.
No.
Let's be real.
Let's want this.
Let's be mutually excited to see each other. Right. Like we agreed to something, and if that's the case, don't try to backpedal on me. It's up to you, bitch. No, I don't want to hear that shit.
You know what it is too? I think it's two things. One, we're intelligent. And two, we've spent too much time in sales not to pay attention to your language.
Right.
So when
I know indifference.
Exactly.
Bitch, I know.
Exactly.
That was my thing to go to make a sale. I know indifference.
So when I hear you saying certain shit or putting a certain way or just body language and vibes, I get when it's not real. I get when you don't really want something. I get when you're really not expressing how you really feel.
Right.
And I feel that. And instead of...
You can read it.
Yeah, you can read that shit.
You can read that
shit. And motherfuckers are so easy to read. And then they, like... So it gets frustrating because, like, they think that they're being discreet with these things. And it's so obvious to you. Yeah. And you're trying to
get them to be real.
Yeah, trying to get them to be real. And they don't even know what it is.
Because, like, we know what it is to... finesse and finagle our way into some shit. Like that's something we
really do.
We taught it. We taught
motherfuckers
people
how to do.
Like that's what we were trained to do. So when I'm trying to get to know a woman and I'm seeing the games and the tests and the indifference and shit like that. Like,
I ain't got no patience.
I'm like, all right, look, that's fine. That can work on some other nigga.
Right.
I want to be with the girl who's excited to be around me, who's excited to see me, who wants to spend time with me, who says it, who verbalizes it. Because I'm going to want to verbalize those things too. But I need to know, like, that's what it is. Because I'm not going to, I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to play hard to get with a bitch.
Not at all.
Me and my mom, we talked
about this. I'm not going to play at all no more.
Yeah, I'm not playing at all. Me and my mom talked about it. I was like, you know, I like a girl who likes me.
Yeah.
that may sound away, but it
not
separates.
At all. No, it doesn't.
Well, I'm saying because a lot of times, you know, girls or just anybody who just have a hard time attracting people, they only find that they get the most out of people when like someone is like them or whatever. I forget the logic of it, but for me, I like a woman who's interested in me and makes that known up front.
Right.
Because I'm at the stage nowadays where I don't want to figure it out.
Exactly.
And
I got too much to think about already.
Yeah, and if I had to think about whether or not you're into me or you're pulling away or you're just like...
That's a high school game that takes a high school brain.
Yeah.
Like, bitch, he ain't thinking about nothing else.
Yeah, and I'm just like, all right, like, you got it. Because today and these times, like, I need to know, like, if we're really on the same page, like, if we like each other as much as we say we do, if we're still, like, comfortable with each other, which change, like, just... Those things need to be upfront and said. Right. And that was a topic on there that I wrote just about boundaries up front. And with Shawty, I'm just like, yo, like, I don't like to deal with a woman who's not excited to see me. I don't like to deal with a woman with a fucking attitude. Right. And I don't want to deal with a woman who's trying to just be indifferent about shit.
Dog, I was just advising my mom on boundaries and shit, right? Like, goddamn... Okay, so if I could set it up like this without putting her business out there too much, like motherfucking boundaries. She was saying that like she has a habit of letting her boundaries like subside or pushing back the boundary, and every time she gives somebody an inch, they think it's the electric slide. You know what I mean? And then motherfucker. The Jerry, yeah. It's a boogie woogie. Motherfucking goddamn. As opposed to that, like, she'll realize that these same men ain't moving their boundaries.
It's a boogie woogie.
But yeah, I heard that shit. I was like, this nigga a fool. But yeah, man, like, ultimately, man, like, I had to school on that just because, like, even, and this is, Mom probably gonna kill me for this, but this is why I'm so adamant about how I feel about women. If I can advise my 60-year-old mother on some shit just because she don't have man's knowledge to see through her own fucking actions, then I'm not crazy. Yeah. Like, this shit is legitimate shit that women just do and don't fucking peep. And my mom's like, she was on some shit, like, she was just like, I want to have the conversation. I just want to ask him a question. I was like, well, like, if I'm to be, like, blunt, what's the question you want to ask the motherfucker? She was like, well, do you want this? I was like, that's a stupid fucking question, Mom. Because if you have to ask a person, do you want this?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not, they don't want
like, so you really, women just put themselves through emotional turmoil. Yeah. Like, when they really could take control. And like, motherfucking, they just don't like to see a situation for what it is. Yeah. And it's frustrating, man.
And like I said, you know, when it comes down to just people who you decide to deal with, it's boundaries, you know, and don't get me wrong, like I do enjoy the company of a woman where like I know there's interest, but it's not like I need to be told that they're interested in me all the time. Just make it known up front, because a lot of times I could just tell by your actions that, you know, you do just want to fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? And I can appreciate, I'll acknowledge that. You don't even have to say a word. Right. But then when it comes time to actually address it, like, don't shy away from it. No. Don't try to play it cool. Like, nah, be real with me. Because if you're not real with me, then I'm not gonna be real with you.
You know, and it's so funny, like, this is part of manhood, right? Like, goddamn, I think one of the realest moments that have happened for me in my life experience is, like, expressing to Shawty that I have my own insecurities that I'm dealing with. And motherfucking, like, it had even made me feel better to express that, because I realized, damn, everybody does. And that's not really a big deal. But in my own head, that was the biggest deal in the world because I had to be Superman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I know I got heart. So being skinny never really bothered me on the outside. But I mean, like, you want to be this, you want to be that, And so you start comparing yourself and playing a comparison game. And that's when you delve into your insecurities. But it's just like, dog, like, just being able to express that. And then motherfucking on top of that, the honest communication that is there is the foundation of what's built this thing. So like that's half the reason why Shawty is doing or has been around as long as she has been, because like motherfucking not only the understanding is there, but Shawty been loyal. And what a journey that is to like not be committed to somebody but loyal to them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So that really built a lot of trust for me because she didn't have to do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She wouldn't still be around.
Yeah.
So, but she didn't have to do that, and so like motherfucking really puts things in perspective. Like the effort.
Yeah, it's funny. Fucking Shawty was talking about like she was like, I really don't want to. She was saying how she didn't want to watch the pod because. She was like, I don't want to. She was like, I don't want to hear about all the bitches you be fucking. I'm like, you know what's up there now. But I'm like, first of all, that's not all we talk about. But here we are, the first 30 minutes.
Right, first 30 minutes. So I fucking fat ass bitch, right? Fat bitches and fat bitches. First 30 minutes. Those niggas, bitch. Like we just talking about a bunch of
black bitch, skinny bitch, white bitch,
skinny bitch.
One bitch, two bitch, red bitch, mini bitch.
We said it's like about all this pussy.
We Dr. Seuss.
Red fish.
Nigga said red fish.
Red bitch, blue bitch, that bitch, you bitch.
Yo bitch.
One bitch, two bitch.
Three bitch, mo bitch.
Two dicks, one bitch. Stupid. Oh man, but man, we don't get them hoes like that no more.
Yeah, no.
We could, but like, nigga, man.
And that's the thing, because we how we talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, me, she was always joking because I told her I'm a dog in a suit. So she be like, you told me you're the dog in the suit. I'm like, what suit? It's on right now. I ain't taking it off yet. I ain't taking that motherfucker off.
This nigga told her that he a dog in a suit.
Hey.
What you expect her to think? You ain't never change her mind back.
Hey, but that's the thing though. I don't want that to be misconstrued.
Right.
I don't want to lie. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be like, nah, I'm just a nigga in a suit. No, bitch.
I'm a dog, a motherfucking dog. Real shit. But like nowadays, I am proud of the.
I'm forgiving wild ass dog nigga.
I'm proud of the progress I've made. Like motherfucking, I can look, don't touch now type shit. Like motherfucking, it's like I don't even feel right about fucking another bitch right now. Like motherfucking, I have the freedom to. However, I'm cool. Like,
what were you? I don't mean to switch subject. You good. But what were you saying earlier about a topic you want to bring up? Was at the table. You said about your food. About your food.
I wrote it down. Let me see this motherfucker.
Oh, what the fuck did you say? It was something about food.
Oh, cause goddamn my I ordered Wawa and shit. I got my motherfucking quesadillas with me. I mean. But you know what, man? Like, yeah, this is totally out of left field. I don't give a goddamn. But we talked about bitches enough when we could. You know what I mean? Like,
we go for days.
Yeah. We can go ever with that. Like, but goddamn, I'ma just break it to you like simple, man. Like, call it what you want. You can call me bitch made, this, that, so on and so forth. But man, fuck them jalapenos, man. Fuck them jalapenos, man. I might get some pepper. I might even get some onions, but I want to enjoy my food I don't feel like feeling the spices no more, man. I ain't for it. Like,
well, I just want to know, like, because my earliest memory of you like eating them was with me whenever we would order Domino's and I get pepperoni and jalapenos.
Right.
Were you eating them before that or?
When I'll tell you like this, it was one of those things. Hot shit was one of those things where it's just like, it's like a young nigga playing football. Like you might not even like the sport, but you playing.
Right.
Just cause like you a man.
Right.
So this is what men do.
Right.
So hot shit is hot shit. I'm eating hot shit cause I'm black. This is and I'm a man. So this is what, you know what I mean, burly black men do. We eat hot shit.
But that's the thing though. My dad, he don't even like hot stuff.
Man, I gave up this year. I was just like, man, listen, man. Cause I ordered Wawa again and I had the jalapenos on my shit. But these shits was hotter than I remember. And I was done at that point. I was like, I can't even enjoy my meal. Like every bite I'm burning my fucking tongue. Like,
that's so interesting though, cause like we have such different thresholds. Like jalapenos are hot to me. Mm-hmm. Like they're the most tamest pepper I can eat. Like where I know I don't want to go too crazy, but I do want to enjoy something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you know the show Hot Ones when they're eating spicy wings and shit like that. Like people have such different reactions to hot food, and that's so like amazing to me. You know what I'm saying?
And see, I like hot wings, like chicken wings and shit. I like my hot wings and shit, but like motherfucking, what is it? That's like a delicacy that is meant to be hot. It's like if you eating red hot chili peppers and expect them not to be hot. That's stupid.
Yeah.
But like motherfucking, yeah, the jalapenos and shit. Like, and it's funny because my dad's always been one that has been on the take the pain side of things, and so I welcome pain because I want to see what can take and shit. So I felt like bitch made because I was ordering food without jalapenos on them. Right. But like, man, fuck that shit, man. I already don't feel like chewing. Right. Like I just wanted to get in my stomach. So if it's giving me a hard time getting down there because every bite is a burn, man, fuck that shit, man. For me, I'm about to enjoy this meal.
I need spicy shit, man. Like I need that just because like
you a man. You man. Fuck, it ain't me.
I just spice make me feel nice. I'm Manny. Call me Manny. But like I need.
You said Manny, man.
Manny. He's spicy food.
He's spicy trees out of them. I gotta spice myself.
It's
on my rice. Jalapenos on Manny, man. I'm done. Remix of dumb shit. But yeah, man, like,
man, these pussy niggas funny. Put hot sauce on my bread.
I'm sitting in the background with the water bottle.
Go back in the kitchen now, niggas dead.
Yeah, man, but I had to forgive myself for that, and that's an important part of adulthood is learning to forgive yourself.
That's a constant thing for me.
Honestly. And it be for the smallest shit that you really be heavy on yourself for. But you gotta forgive that shit.
Dog, like when I tell you, and I mentioned this a few times in a few different conversations lately, but like how just from January up until now, I just was not feeling the greatest. You know what I'm saying? I'm just in these past like 2 months coming into just feeling better than what I did previously before I had moved in. Like
that's a long time.
Yeah, and during that time it was just like going through the motions, having just to feel these things and just practice like forgiving yourself. To this day, like I have to like remind myself like just to let shit go and remind myself like what's gonna matter in 10 years from now. Right. And it's not going to be that. Right. It's not, because what's really going to matter is whatever I set myself up to do now that's going to impact me then.
Yeah.
And what's going to matter then is what's going to be happening then.
Shoot, and look at where you are now, too. Like, we were discussing something at your dining room table before the pod, and like, goddamn. Because, like, frankly, I got here And I don't know what happened to my mood. Like, everything's fine in my life. I just shifted. And, like, goddamn, it put into perspective for me, though, like, motherfucking, we ought to be more proud of ourselves than we have been. Like, and it's easier said than done every day. Like, in days, I hate them because, like, I can say all this wise shit right now and not abide by it tomorrow.
Yeah, it takes, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Intentional effort. You have to be intentional with, like, your effort to, like, live a certain way.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying earlier, like, how lately I just been practicing just being in the moment and practicing taking the pressure off myself. I was intentionally doing those things. Just like the other day, I was out with Shorty, and, like, I knew my time was about to end with her, and immediately I started thinking about all the shit I had to do. I'm like, like, I had to stop. Like,
Sorry.
No. Other Shorty. So I had to stop and just be like, all right. And it was actually before I had to do that. Jeremy.
Talking about, I ain't got no
Took the suit off.
He said, whoa.
Russie?
He said, bow wow. Russie? He said, Rudy? Ras?
Rex? But I was literally practicing just being in the moment, right? So she's like, you okay? I was like, yeah, no, I'm fine. I have to just, like, settle myself because the moment I'm thinking you think about Rex.
I'm thinking of everything. What an arm in front of it. I said, Rocky? Robbie? I'd be the only nigga that's to say, Robbie? He's crazy. Oh, I thought you said something. You trying to get us wrestled?
Oh shit.
I'm gonna type it in. Cause I ain't saying shit that we go actually. It's too early for us to get canceled.
But yeah, I had to practice, like, just, you know, being in the moment, and not allow myself to just get so far in my head where I'm just not enjoying the shit that I'm doing. You know what I mean? And it allows me to have more fun in those moments. And I even seen a tweet just the other day about, like, and it fucked me up a little bit because I feel like I do this and a part of me feels like I shouldn't do this. But it was like, whether it's something good that happens or whether it's something bad that happens, don't bask in it for too long. Enjoy it and move on. And I'm like, damn, man, like, so you're telling me I can't, like, be happy just for a little bit? And like, because I do that already. Where, like, it's hard for me just to take in the good moments without being like, all right, like, next thing. You know what I'm saying?
Wasn't that so much easier to do the younger we were?
Yeah.
Like, I remember, and you know what's funny too? Like, and that's off topic a little bit, but long conversation my mom had. So, broad topic span. And she was mentioning, because I brought up the pod, and she was mentioning, yo, it's so funny how you and Kobe are, like, distant cousins. Y'all not even, like, first cousin type shit. And I was like, well, Mom, you know how we was raised. Like, it ain't nothing about no half brother this, half brother that. We get beat for that. Like, we just family.
Yeah.
And she was just like,
I never really thought of it that way.
Right. Yeah, that's all I thought of it as. And then she was just like, that's I get that, but it's more so like, just she didn't see the so many variables and things. She couldn't see how that could have happened. Like, and then I was just like,
it's crazy.
I told her we explained it in the pod, like, goddamn, because she was like, because first it was you and Zay, and then, like, now you go, and I was just like, I mean, yeah, like, we explained that it started me and Zay, and then, like, it started me Kolb and Zay, and it was funny. I told Dawn yesterday when I was thinking about that slipped up again. I don't give a fuck. But I was just thinking about that aspect, and I was like, yo, in my lifetime, I've noticed that not only do I take niggas bitches, but I take niggas friends too. I take niggas friends. like I come into the friend group and then motherfuckers just relate to me different.
Is Mr. Still your friend?
Is Mr. Still your world? Is Mr. Still... I'm mad we both had to do the... but see, this is the shit I mean though. Like, motherfucker, when you just click with motherfucker, like, it's hard to deny that bond there.
Yeah.
And it's like I told her, it started with the like laughing at porn shit and shit. Like, we had so many similarities in our personality, but then like motherfucking the nail was in the coffin when all three of us was supposed to be at your crib.
Yeah.
And the only two of us was there.
That
was
number
it.
two.
That was it. The rest is history, man. Like, I mean,
and it's funny too because and, you know, we talk about all the time about like our first meeting and shit like that. And you would think this wouldn't become a thing
at all.
Like, you would have never thought
that Halo hammer. I'll never forget.
Like, you would have never thought this would have ever became a thing between us. You know what I'm saying?
Not at all.
And I think that it's kind of a testament to, like you said, is who we are as as people. That goes further than anything else. You know what I mean? And as we mature and we grow, you just want to be surrounded by people who are one, like-minded, but two, who you can just get along with.
Real
like
shit.
we don't add
Real
drama
shit.
into our lives.
Real shit.
You know, like,
I mean, I commend you, like, cause like I can be, what is it? In this friendship that we have had, it's 15 years, my nigga. I didn't realize how long it's been. Yeah. But like in this friendship that we have had, like, shit, I don't I'm not easy to work with. I'm not easy to work with.
I didn't want to say it.
I just put it simple.
I didn't want to say it.
I'm not easy to work with. Like, real shit. And that's why lately too, like, I've been taking less personal because like after all this time and shit and after growing so much, I realized who does love me. Like, and who just is for me, and who's, you know what I mean? So when it be some little shit that I used to really like take on a chin, or I used to like really be offended by, now it's just like, I know they didn't mean it like that. Like, I don't have to be so upset about shit or take shit so personally because I felt like everybody was like,
It's so funny. that was something we talked about on one of the last pods. Like, we were talking about intention versus result.
Right.
And you were more focused on the result of things instead of the intention. You know what I'm saying? But I think a lot of times, like, that's just a testament to just what you've been through. You know what I mean? Like, if I was in your shoes, I would feel the same way of just like not looking at everybody as if they had good intentions but just made a mistake. I would think that everything was personal. You know what I mean?
Right.
But for me, how I grew up, I was taught forgiveness. I was taught, not to be so like aggressive and things of that nature. I was taught to just be nice to people, and if people aren't nice to you, like, you just remove yourself. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
And in that time, like, I had to learn what it was to even be forgiven. Because I'm not saying I'm the most perfect person ever. Like, there's been plenty of shit that I did to hurt people, whether I meant to do it or not.
Right.
And it wasn't up to me to decide for them to forgive me.
Yeah.
But, like we said earlier, I had to forgive myself.
Yeah.
So at some point, forgiveness plays a huge part in it. And forgiveness just allows you to relinquish the control that emotion has over you.
Right. I will say forgiveness is a big ingredient in this palette of things, this gumbo that has made you who you are. However, that compassion is really what has affected even me over here. Like, you may not even realize it in yourself, but like the fact that a lot of shit is no skin off your back, and like you can take shit so easily sometimes, even if it seems like that's the case on the outside and not the inside. Like, motherfucking, the fact that you had that kind of compassion and even have the patience to work with me through what I'm working through, like, and understanding, like, I ain't your bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, to really have the patience to work with somebody like that really groomed and glued this friendship, because like me, what I've noticed is a good pattern in my life as well as stealing people's friends. Like nigga, there's not a lot of stuff that I've finished.
Yeah.
Like I'm very okay with stopping something when I'm not comfortable. And I don't work through a lot of shit with people because I've seen them as very expendable. But like, I'm grown and I'm an adult now, and I'm just I love the growth, because like I'm seeing the value in the circle that I've built.
Yeah.
And that's another reason why Miss Lady is still around, because in the same vein as how you've been in my life, and you've been like, we don't are like, this is always, I've never felt like this is gonna be, well, I can't say never, like because I did say in a previous episode that there was a point when we weren't on the same page as far as like what we wanted to do with our lives and find et cetera, but like I don't feel like this is bad for me. Like, I don't feel like this is gonna affect me in a bad way, or the energy is negative.
Yeah.
And it's the same case over there. And it's like, whatever is really for you. That's why when you said earlier, like, what's for me, I definitely agree, because you could feel it.
Yeah. Yeah. And especially these days too, like when you have to like really just be like, again, cautious and careful about who you're letting in your life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I realize more and more that sure, like, fucking bitches is great, but a lot of times I just enjoy like this female companionship. I like having a woman around. I like being able to spend my time with a woman who's interested in me. You know, we're learning about each other, and you know, shit is going good, and we can make experiences.
Yes.
Like, I enjoy that. But in doing so and knowing that in my search for those things, I know I'm gonna run into women who just may not be on that same wavelength. Right. Or even if they are, maybe they're just not for me.
Right.
Maybe I just really can't get along with them and their personality type. And that's fine. I'm not going to feel no way about it, because I don't hate you.
Right.
I don't dislike you. But for what I would want is not going to get me there. And I have to just separate myself. Respectfully.
You know what's dangerous about that, though? Say you don't peep that, and then you spend a lot of time with this person. What did that one dude say in that motherfucking Instagram video? It was like, how do you spell love? Time.
I said, what?
For real shit, though, like, what if you spent so much time with the wrong person that you think is love, but it's just time?
I mean, I think they kind of go hand in hand.
Nah, say the reason I can say that is because, say, our previous experiences, right? Like my first lady that the Dominican babe, like, motherfucking, sure, I was a teenager and stuff, and so there's a lot of variables that make that not really a good example. But like, the bottom line of that is, I was supposed to break up with her the next day. And all I wanted to do was see some boobs, if I'm being honest with y'all. I'm sorry, I was a teenager, I was immature. But like, motherfucking...
That was the wave.
That was the wave. Like, I was the Omegle King, nigga. But like... But this one wouldn't crack unless...
crack.
Here we go, bro. Show me some boobs. But one day turned into a week, 1 week turned into 4 years. And goddamn... that time, now I feel, you know what I'm saying? You see what I mean?
I mean, you're right. You can spend time with the wrong person. But just last night, I was taking pictures for a couple who's been married for 50 years.
Goddamn.
And they were spending the right time with the right person.
Of course.
And I think that, you know, time matters in both scenarios, but it's gonna mean more when it's with the person who you love.
Exactly.
And when I heard them, you know what I mean, just going over their vows again, and just like the little inside stuff they have with each other, I'm like,
that is sweet.
I had to stop myself from crying for a second.
Real shit.
I was like,
whoa, this is hitting my heart.
Because like, cause you know what I mean, like I've been the certified lover boy, dog. Like, that shit to me that shit to me was so beautiful. I was like, oh my God, son. Like,
you are not lying, nigga.
That shit was just so amazing. I'm just like, I love love, and I love to see that kind of love where people can look at each other's eyes and be like, yo, like that feeling I had for you 50 years ago is still here.
Dog, I was just like going through my discography looking for stuff to post, and on that On Me song, there's a certain line that goes, like, OG, this the life that he showed me, told me better life out there for me. Like, and then it really just made me harken back to why I started living the life I lived, not only to drown the memories of women that I wanted to forget, but I was trying to live a life that wasn't even mine. Like, I'm out here fucking bitches, calling them bitches and hoes and stuff and being like this, all because, like, I mean, I'm living the experience that my brother lived. Like, and so I'm trying to be like him. I'm trying to do what he do. And, like, as I'm moving into my adulthood, I'm just like, this wasn't me to begin with.
You gotta be you.
You know what I'm saying? And now, granted, a lot of it is part of my own experience, just because, like, say Jordan, the babe that I got trapped at the mall with because I spent all my money on the babe, didn't care. And then last straw was when I was 12 and I spent all my money at rallies, and she just took the food and went home, and I walked on. I was just like, man, fuck these bitches, man. And so yeah, I was jaded, but all that jade had changed the original me.
Right.
And the original me, I do like love. I don't mind being like you remember I set the little. All right, in the midst of us just discussing this though, I'm perplexed, because while I do enjoy being affectionate and I can be romantic, I have always been a dog. And I'm trying, like, I'm looking at these other factors, and sure, they played a part, but if I'm to take full responsibility, I've always been a horny toad, and that is what has gotten me to want more bitches. So I can't even blame brother. I can't blame nothing.
Well, let's put it like this, right? Because they say that in whatever circumstance, you're always going to become more of what you are. Like when people say, like, when you get more money, you don't change. You become more of what you already were.
Right.
In this instance, with the life that you had and the ability to do whatever you wanted to do, you were kind of always what you were. And that's not to say you were totally 100% a dog-ass nigga, but you weren't 100% just a totally romantic-ass nigga
Becoming
either.
attractive was like getting money.
Right.
Like,
and in that time, you know what I mean, you're just in a space to where I'll relate to me, like, like that side of the pendulum is just on that side. Where it's, you know, that side is just being a dog. You know what I mean?
Right.
And when it comes time to swing back the other way, like, it's gonna swing back the other way.
Yeah.
And for some of us, it stays on one side longer than the other, but one way is gonna come back.
Sounds like too much of a good thing is a bad thing type shit. So I'm gonna stay in the middle, cause, like, goddamn.
And that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at, and that's where you at.
Yeah.
Like we're kind of just like, all right, you know, we're not trying to totally just run through all these hoes, but we're also not trying to just be totally tied down and on some bitch shit either.
Right.
Like
by that point, then I've submitted, unless it is exactly what I want.
Right. And that's what's gonna keep us going, because if it's not and of course there's no perfect thing, but to separate that thing from ever really getting in our way, it has to be what we wanted to begin with.
Right.
Like, you had to fall in the space in which we're operating in.
And see, in my mind, if I'm thinking like this, then the woman must consider these same things.
Oh, for sure.
And so, like, that's why I always, like, teeter this line, or I keep my distance, like, because I'm never gonna fool myself into thinking that I'm God's gift to a woman. And so, like, even in this situation that I'm in now, where, like, I'm working with Shawty and seeing what she do and shit, and seeing how she do and shit, like, motherfucking, like, and I feel great right now. Like, we in great spirits, all that kind of shit. I don't bank on that, because it's like I said in the previous episode, man, every day is in the past. So you've only proved to me yesterday.
Right.
That says nothing about the future. And so I'm always weary.
I feel you on that. If we can get into one more thing that I want to talk about. I find it interesting how lately, just since like the whole situation happened, that it's okay and a common thing now to shit on Tory Lanez. I'm gonna let it be known right now. I'm not here for it. I'm a huge Tory Lanez fan.
Did you see the joint I sent you?
I did, and it was funny
as hell.
It was funny as fuck. But even in that, like, you know, of course he said in the description, like, I'm doing it, you know, for jokes and clout or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
He did say that in the description.
Yeah, I read it.
I respect that. I didn't read the description.
I had to make sure because I was like, man, fuck this nigga. But I was like, let me see some, and I was like, oh, okay, he
at least he acknowledging that he's being cloudy.
Yeah, and he likes Tory Lanez too. But you know, I mean, for shits and giggles, I'm gonna do this. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So I didn't even see that in this description. I just thought he was going go for go.
Yeah, like I read that. I was like, all right, you know what I mean? He's cool. But even in that, I'm just like, man, like
it's cool to shit on Tory.
But I'm like, at one point, this man, everybody was fucking with him.
Not everybody.
A lot of people fucking with him.
If I could be in the 1% range, and that's not even nothing against Tory. That was literally like on some Usher shit that I was on, like just cause the between the remixes that he doing and the auto-tune, I'm not a fan. I'm just not a fan. Like I respect the craft, right? I respect what you do. I respect that you make money doing it. I don't knock none of that. So I'm not a fan of auto-tune and just rehashing old work and calling it creative work.
I feel you on that. And you're going right into a topic that I was going to get into with Tory. So, to this day, I feel like at one point I thought he got to that point, but to this day, he's had such a hard time finding his musical identity. Right. If you go all the way back to his original shit up until now, when he was first starting to make a name for himself, people would always say he sounds like someone else. Whether it had been Drake, The Weeknd, fucking just anybody. He has
from Canada.
He had but not even that. Just like this other rap like Meek Mill. He was signing Bryson Tiller. Like he has like a way of really like doing what niggas do, and in my opinion, like making it sound like good. Like I'm like, holy shit, like I would have thought this nigga was that nigga. In a lot of cases, and even from the Chicks tapes where he's like, you know, sampling the records and flipping them and everything, and then that becoming, you know, album he releases, he puts all the features on there. Like I feel like Tory has such a hard time finding out who Tory is. And I remember even when he first got with Meek, after that, his whole rapping style changed. Yeah. And it started to sound like Meek. Like the rapping over some hard shit and the shit he talking about, the way he's spitting and everything. And I'm just like, yeah, this shit is hard, but I heard this before.
Well, two things I want to say based on
sound like Travis Scott, like all type of shit.
Two things I want to say based on analyzing some of the things you just brought to a point. Like one of them being, is that some pattern for Toronto for Canadian? Is it like in the rule book now, ever since Drake, for Canadian niggas to bite from other niggas to learn their own style? And that's one thing that I'm thinking about. Second thing is like, fuck, I forgot the second thing, but it was along the lines of like, there it goes. The old guard is moving, because I'm listening to you, and like many other people, if not a majority of people in this society now, there are so many things being accepted that weren't acceptable before. Yeah. And so I'm still hung up on the old guard. Right. So I'm not accepting or as easily accepting of these niggas as, say, the new generation is.
Well, let me get to the first point you made about, you know, Drake being the one who can, you know, morph into these different things.
And blueprinted the game for that.
Drake, though, and the way he did it, it wasn't like Tory. Drake wasn't flipping all these old records. He wasn't always trying to sound like somebody. He just had a way of...
Sure, he had writers and was stealing flows, but he didn't take the whole song.
Yeah, like he has a way in which you know it's Drake when you hear him, but then there's going to be sometimes he's going to want to give you the UK drill shit. He's going to want to give you the down south shit. Like, he has that ability in that range because he can just do that. That's not where he lives. He lives in being Drake.
Right, that's the difference between Tory.
Because when
Drake can take a flow and make it Drake's flow, Tory can rap on somebody else's flow.
Right,
and there's a big difference.
And it doesn't become Tory's. It's still that.
Right,
person.
it's still that. That's the difference.
Because to me, whenever I hear Drake,
Drake bodied it and did it better than the person who originated it.
Right, and in my head, a Drake sound is when he's rapping over some shit. It's some real shit that you're gonna relate to. It don't sound like nobody. It's him being authentically him. It's a track like with no chorus, like the Lemon Pepper freestyle, or like one of the 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. shits. Like he's rapping, and that's authentically him.
Right.
Even when he's rapping with Wayne, I'd argue and say that Drake brings out the best in other people. Mm-hmm. I feel like a lot of times when Wayne gets with Drake, Wayne be having some shit to say.
Nowadays, you have to, because, Drake has an effect now. Like, it's like a filter or mastering a song. It's like anything you use to put a cherry on top, Drake is that now.
Yeah.
And so you have to be the sundae that's worth said cherry. Mm-hmm. If you bring in Drake a song, it don't matter whether you Jay or Lil Wayne, at the caliber he's at now, you're gonna want to come with some shit because everybody's gonna hear it.
Yeah, and I feel like with Tory, like he doesn't have that effect. But like you said, when it comes to the old guard, you know what I mean? Like, niggas wouldn't even listen to you if you sound like somebody else.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And that's where I'm still at, man.
Right.
I'm on the whole thing of be yourself, be a
and sometimes, like I said, it's not fully acceptable. We make exceptions, right? For example, when Designer came out, what did we all say he sound like? Future, like a motherfucker, right?
But you was on that nigga.
And I was, right?
His album came out, and he was like, that shit was hot.
Where is he now?
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's what I'm saying. So that old guard, it still exists because how much of a career can you make of sounding like a whole other nigga? And that's why I think the exception can be made for Tory, because he does it in a way where, one, it sounds good, and he's not trying to sound as like one nigga. He gonna sound like all y'all niggas.
Well, I think that point speaks less to the old guard more than it speaks to like just the fundamentals of lasting. Like I think fundamentally, in order to last in any industry, you have to have actual talent in said industry.
Yeah.
And so if you're just, biting or pulling from what's popular, or you're good at what's now, then it's going to be good for now. That shit don't last forever. And if you don't hurry up and get good at your craft, you're going to fall by the wayside like a designer.
Yeah.
So I can see what you mean by that. Though.
And that's why I find, like, and like I said, the cool thing now is the shit on Tory, after the whole Meg thing and everything else now he does is such a problem. But it's just like,
well, his time is coming. Like, to be up, his time is coming, because you know what the U.S. like. We like to see you fall, and then better than falling, we like to see you rise and then fall again.
That's the thing, though. I feel like he was there, and for that one thing that happened, in this day and age, I don't think we're as forgiving as we used to be with people. Like, how many people in the last 10, 20 years have we seen
get canceled and shit?
Get canceled and come right back up. You know what I'm saying? And get to the same stature, if not higher, than what they were before.
But you know what, too? Cancel culture is about to get canceled. Like, it's coming to the end of that, because the way I gauge where the world is going is how I gauge what I'm about to allow affect me. And I'll be damned if some cancel culture is about to I don't give a fuck. Yeah. I really don't give a fuck about them. Like, and when I say them, I just mean like people that think opposite of what I think.
And who try to get everybody else
to like
shit.
This is a free country, and even if you don't agree with what I think, for me to have to get canceled or fired, or for it to actually have to affect my life because you don't agree with my opinions or the way I did something or something, like, man, fuck all of that shit.
Yeah.
Like, so what I even feel me getting fired up now about it. I have a real problem with how soft this generation is getting, like, and how stupid we are too. Like,
I think that in my opinion, I think that cancel culture started out as something where you're actually trying to get rid of things that really are doing more harm than good.
Right. However, just like the whole Apple thing, they try and do the thing where they get into your phone for like child pornography. It starts off as something that everybody can agree with. You know what I mean? Like everybody wants pedophiles off the street, but then that opens the door for so much more bullshit.
And that's what I was going to. So when you get to that point of when you're crossing that threshold, and to now we're taking it somewhere where it didn't start.
Yeah.
It makes it loses its origin, and now it's become a thing that no one really wants to deal with anymore.
Right.
And so like we can get all the niggas out of here who were, sexually assaulting women, kids, murderers, like anything that is like inhumane, which negatively affects people. Yeah, let's get them out of here.
Right.
I'm not gonna agree to get someone out of here because of their views and opinions.
Yo, you want to know some shit that I just thought, and it's probably going like
Tory didn't do it. That's what I'm put that out there. And when that shit comes out, I'm gonna be all in here.
That's why I'm saying his time is coming, because it's been too long that little thing has been going on.
Yeah, like
it like if it was a clear cut case and it was what it was, then shit would be different.
It'd be a wrap.
So the fact that things are the way they are now, his time is coming. I feel like
this is backtrack. Chris Brown was someone who do.
Oh, time went down and came back up?
Yeah.
True. And look,
immensely.
Never even came back down.
Yeah, immensely. He's been up ever since.
Yeah, nigga been up.
Yeah, stuck.
yeah, gum on the ceiling. Like, this nigga been up. I forgot what I was about to go to. Shit, fuck it. Shit.
But yeah, like...
I'm alright with that.
Yeah, dog. I feel like even if his time doesn't come, like, I'm still gonna fuck with my nigga, like... Because I was there, like, I won't say early, but early enough to where nobody was really on his shit like that.
Right.
You know what I'm
saying? I sent you that video. The boy was dissing him, right? He had DM'd me the other day. And he was, like, trying to tell me that, like, he was reminding me, right? When I was in college, I put him on an ugly guy. And nobody was listening to Ugly Guy. And it was just like... Yo, like, how did you know he was gonna be like da. And he was trying to credit me with like where he is now, because had I not introduced him to Ugly Guy, he would have never like got it in his mind that he doesn't have to be as serious about rap. And so like motherfucking, but I mean that's another story. I just told Pimpin' like that ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm just a vessel through which like something spoke to you, and you that's your life path and shit.
Right.
I can appreciate that, like the compliment and everything, but I learned something from Get Hard or Die Trying. Oh, Get Hard. That's not like the porn version of.
We shot fucking bitch for that shit ain't getting up. I'm like, Get Hard or Die Trying.
Get rich or die trying. I hate myself. This nigga said get hard or die trying. But you know what I meant though. But what I'm saying is like I learned from Get Rich or Die Trying, nigga. Like motherfucking any nigga that's just too much flattery could be a bad thing. Look at this nigga. He could. I messed up, alright?
Alright, go ahead. My bad.
Oh, I was done. I said what I said.
I tried.
He said, nigga, I'm dead.
Yeah, you are.
Man, but that flattery shit, I was just like, I mean, arm's length.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Nah.
Nah, facts. That's some good shit. Yeah.
I was about to say, like, we could put all that behind us, I'm pretty sure. Like, goddamn, this is the 16th week in a row. That's another thing.
Yeah, goddamn.
This has been my therapy sessions. If you look at the first episode to now, I've improved a lot.
Yeah. I'd say so.
In life.
Yeah. I don't think I've done nothing, but that's just me.
You'd be a fool to think that.
That's just me being hard on myself.
Watch them shits from then now. Like shit, you probably cry.
Don't mean my emotional ass.
Hey man, we gotta change the stigma on that.
Yeah.
Don't be a bitch. Don't be a cry baby. But
Yeah.
it's alright to get that feeling out.
Niggas gotta feel something.
You know what I'm saying? Like, goddamn, I can't only feel horny.
I mean, get hard to die trying.
Horny and angry, those was my two emotions. Nigga gotta grow, man.
Nigga like a sim character, you gotta put his personality in there.
Trust. Goddamn, expand on it.
You know.
But yeah, y'all. I hope y'all learned something today, man. It was
and even if you did, I hope you got entertained by this shit. You know what I'm saying? Man.
And if it wasn't neither of them things, then fuck off. What are you doing?
Yeah, fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Don't come back.
Yeah, because I'm out of here.
I hope that was your last time listening to us.
Last time listening.
Hope I never see your bitch ass again, mom. Goddamn. If this shit ain't for you, ain't for you. I ain't gonna say it.
I mean, I bet it is for me though.
It's for us.
Because I'm gonna be here on episode 16 next time, just like last week, nigga.
Yep. We're gonna be here every week, right on YouTube and on SoundCloud every Monday. Jerry Birds, we out this bitch.